Every exceptional coffee story begins in a place few ever see. A place where the bean is still a cherry.
This isn't a factory floor. This is a fragile, unique ecosystem.
Unlike mass-produced, machine-harvested crops, specialty coffee demands absolute perfection in ripeness.
This process, known as selective picking, is entirely reliant on human judgment, and human labor is the core cost.
These farms often lack roads. The only way down, with 100 pounds of cherries, is on foot.
Once harvested, the race against time begins. The pulp must be removed before fermentation takes hold.
The fermentation stage is where flavor is born. Too long, and it's ruined. Too short, and it's bland.
This sticky layer is pure sugar. The precise timing of its removal determines the bean's final profile.
The final, most vulnerable step, drying. If it rains, the entire harvest can be lost to mold and rot.
Drying can take weeks. The difference between a perfect 11% moisture and a ruined crop is felt only by hand.
After months of toil, the harvest is bagged. But this is where the expense truly begins to multiply.
Transporting just a few hundred bags from this altitude is a logistical nightmare and an immediate cost multiplier. The beans must be stored in a climate-controlled environment to prevent loss of flavor compounds and moisture.
Now the quality check. Single origin specialty coffee cannot tolerate more than 5 defects per 300 grams.
Every single batch is roasted separately and sampled. The margin for error is razor thin. The next stage, cupping, a specialized sensory evaluation that determines the coffee's value. Breaking the crust releases the volatile aromatic compounds. This is where the coffee tells its secrets.
The powerful slurp atomizes the liquid, allowing the complex notes, citrus, spice, floral, to hit every sensory receptor.
A score in the 90s is rare. It elevates the bean from a commodity to a highly valuable, finite asset.
This final price reflects the journey, from the specific hectare of land to the highly specialized skill of the roaster. The high price isn't for a cup of coffee. It's for access to a unique, irreplaceable taste.
The final preparation demands the same precision as the farming. Every step is controlled.
This simple push creates the compressed puck that will resist the 9-bar pressure of the machine.
The ideal shot is a controlled chemical reaction, a flawless extraction of flavor.
This dense layer of crema is the signature of a perfect, freshly roasted, single-origin espresso.
The customer is not paying for volume, but for the story, the scarcity, and the verifiable quality.
That split-second experience is the culmination of a year of painstaking labor by hundreds of hands.
Single-origin coffee exists at the end of a chain of scarcity, unlike generic commodity beans.
The cost is a bridge between the remote farm and the bustling city. A fair price for an unfair process.
Foundation of single-origin flavor, volcanic soil, rich in minerals unavailable anywhere else.
The coffee must be shade-grown. This slow maturation develops complex, concentrated sugars in the cherry.
The coffee flower. Its sudden, fleeting bloom dictates the entire season's harvest schedule.
From flower to ripe cherry, the process takes 9 months, and every single cherry doesn't ripen at the same time.
The efficiency of strip picking mass produces blandness. Selective picking is slow, expensive, but essential.
Modern specialty farmers use technology to ensure peak sugar content, a precise indicator of flavor complexity. The infrastructure is self-contained. The farm is often its own small, independent ecosystem. Even after the primary processing, Hand sorting continues. Defective beans must be removed to protect the score.
Just one stinker can taint the entire batch. The farmer's reputation and next year's contract depends on this vigilance.
This level of quality is a choice against efficiency. The cost is the premium paid for irreplaceable human skill.
The second layer of expense: logistics. Moving a sensitive agricultural product across continents. The beans require specific protective packaging, costly, non-traditional solutions to preserve quality. The cost of ocean freight is unpredictable. Specialty coffee must compete for limited, temperature-monitored space.
The buyer takes on significant risk. If the beans are damaged in transit, the entire investment is lost.
The price paid for this unroasted green coffee can be 2 to 3 times that of its commodity counterpart.
Third expense, craft. Specialty coffee requires specialized, expensive roasting equipment and deep expertise. A difference of a single degree or a few seconds can shift the flavor profile from brilliant to burnt.
The roaster is part scientist, part artist, relying on sight, sound, and smell to hit the precise endpoint. Once roasted, the clock begins again. The beans must be immediately cooled and packaged to prevent staling.
The final, most expensive piece of the chain: specialized packaging that protects the bean's brief window of peak freshness.
The ultimate measurement of a successful brew: total dissolved solids. Specialty coffee pursues the perfect 20% extraction.
Specialty coffee deliberately bypasses the volatile, low-paying commodity market, establishing its own high-quality price floor.
The price ensures sustainability. It allows the farmer to reinvest in better equipment, better practices, and better land management.
With a premium price, the farmer can afford the technology needed to protect their crop against drought and climate change.
It is an investment in the future of the community, ensuring the next generation chooses to stay and continue the craft.
Many specialty farms commit to costly, verifiable certifications, adding another layer of expense and credibility.
Vulnerability of the crop to pests and climate-fueled disease requires constant, expensive monitoring and response.
The processing requires an immense, clean water supply. The farm must maintain this sensitive resource to preserve quality.
Every single variable, from pH of the water to the air temperature, is tracked and logged for future optimization.
This complex chain of precision, skill, and verifiable sustainability is why single-origin coffee costs more. The premium price directly funds infrastructure improvements that lower risk and increase long-term efficiency for the farm.
Wealth is reinvested in human capital, training the next generation in the unforgiving skill of selective picking.
The commitment to quality fosters a virtuous cycle. Better price, better lives, better coffee.
Single-origin coffee is a low-volume, high-value product. The price reflects its rarity.
The final retail price includes the highly specialized, premium service expected at the end of this quality chain.
Every component of the retail environment, from the water filtration to the pressure gauge, is optimized for this single, perfect cup.
The consumer is buying knowledge and connection, a direct line to the farmer and the story of the bean.
The cost includes the infrastructure required for total supply chain transparency, a guarantee of ethical sourcing.
The farmer controls the fermentation by monitoring pH levels. This crucial scientific step is often missed in commodity production.
This level of quality cannot be faked, shortcut, or mass-produced. It is a commitment of time, place, and people.
The complexity is locked in here. The roast has carefully drawn out the unique acids and sugars.
Even the equipment to grind this valuable bean must be high-end. Uniformity is non-negotiable. Specialty buyers often guarantee a price floor significantly higher than the volatile commodity market, ensuring the farmer's security.
The high price isn't a luxury for the farmer. It is the means to a stable, dignified life.
Managing a high-altitude, specialty farm requires constant vigilance over an unforgiving, dynamic environment.
Climate data is meticulously recorded to predict the precise moment of harvest and drying conditions.
And the proper care of the plants requires specialized, sharp hand tools, adding to the initial capital expense.
Specialty standards demand sustainable, often organic fertilization, costly and labor-intensive, but essential for soil health.
Protecting the pristine water source is non-negotiable. It is the lifeblood of the washing process.
The processing method is designed to minimize water use and pollution, requiring complex, expensive equipment.
Safety and precision in the roasting lab are paramount. All steps are controlled to protect the product and the worker.
The control over airflow is a key variable. It fine-tunes the flavor development within the drum.
Storage before grinding must be perfect. Any oxygen exposure begins the staling process immediately.
Further testing on the roasted bean includes advanced chemical analysis to guarantee quality and consistency across batches.
Value is in the notes. The price covers the hours of sensory training required to identify these complex, subtle flavors. A specialist must be able to distinguish between 15 basic aromatic references. That expertise comes at a cost.
The water must be chemically perfect. Water filtration systems are a significant, ongoing investment in the retail price.
Data collection begins at the source. Yields are tracked per tree, not just per hectare, to isolate the best genetics.
Propagating and maintaining rare, high-quality, but often fragile varietals, like geisha, is an expensive gamble.
The single origin premium is often dictated by the unique genetic material of the bean itself. The final wash is a careful floating process to remove any remaining immature or defective beans. This final rejection of imperfect beans ensures that only the densest, most flavorful seeds make it to the drying stage.
The density of the bean, a key quality indicator, is a result of the high-altitude, slow maturation process.
The farm is a school. The value of specialty coffee is an investment in preserving generational knowledge. Microlots mean extreme scarcity. The entire harvest may be only 20 or 30 bags, driving the price dramatically higher. The import process is complex. The unique, high-value nature of the shipment requires specialized customs handling.
Refrigerated transport costs are substantial. The beans must be protected from heat and moisture during the long ocean journey. Software and data analysis tools are required to replicate a perfect roast curve. This technology adds to the cost.
The equipment must be meticulously cleaned after every batch. Residue will taint the next rare bean.
The specialized equipment required for quality demands high maintenance and repair costs, reflected in the final price. The final product is a biography. The price is for the story and the verifiable single place of origin.
The retail service is often manual, not automated. The human touch is the final quality control.
This manual process ensures maximum flavor clarity, but requires time and high-wage labor.
The price is a conscious choice for a product with a clear, traceable, and ethical footprint.
Part of the price is dedicated to ensuring fair wages and providing social benefits for the often remote farming communities.
Direct trade models ensure the highest percentage of the retail price goes back to the people who grew the bean.
The purity of the process starts with the water, a costly resource at this altitude, requiring maintenance and protection. Environmentally responsible water management is a significant capital investment and an operational expense. The coffee pulp is not waste. It is carefully composted and returned to the soil as fertilizer. The environmental impact of specialty coffee is minimized through costly, meticulous waste repurposing.
The gas or heat source for roasting must be perfectly controlled and consistent, another quality-driven expense. The human intervention is constant. Every second of the roast requires a specialist's attention and adjustment. Every layer of protection, from the valve to the box, is designed to deliver the peak flavor moment to the customer.
The cost of freshness is baked into the price. Premium packaging is an absolute necessity.
The retail expense includes high-precision grinding technology that can cost over $10,000 per unit.
Zero retention is the standard. Leftover grounds will oxidize and contaminate the next fresh dose. The window for a perfect shot is narrow. The entire system is engineered and timed for peak flavor extraction.
The final price pays for the high-level, trained staff required to execute the final, critical step.
The value is in the memory, the complex, satisfying, lasting aftertaste that commodity coffee can never deliver.
This is why single-origin coffee is so expensive. It is a premium paid for a commitment to excellence at every single stage.
The mountain itself is the first character in our story. Its minerals feed the flavor.
Pruning is an annual, labor-intensive cost, required to maintain plant health and concentrate the energy into fewer, better cherries. A new tree takes 4 years to produce a harvestable cherry. The investment cycle is long and expensive.
The farmer carries a significant financial risk over this extended maturation period.
Organic and sustainable farming practices are costly, replacing cheap chemical sprays with highly paid human labor.
Integrated pest management, relying on natural predators, is a cost of maintaining an uncompromised, chemical-free flavor. The daily yield per worker is drastically lower than machine harvest, necessitating a higher day wage.
This efficiency trade-off is the first major expense that separates specialty from commodity. Payment is based on verified weight and verifiable quality. No estimate, no shortcut.
The price of specialty coffee is, fundamentally, the price of a day's worth of highly specialized, unautomated human labor.
Cleanliness is paramount. Any leftover fruit residue can spoil the next day's sensitive process.
Controlled drying is a science. The beans are constantly monitored to achieve the perfect 10.5 to 11.5% moisture content.
Analog drying methods are too risky. The cost of modern, precise instruments is factored into the final price.
Protecting the crop from unexpected climate events, a sudden downpour or nighttime condensation, is a necessary, constant chore.
This highly fragile, high-value commodity demands a specialized, careful chain of custody from farm to port.
The administrative and regulatory costs for specialty goods are higher due to the need for total origin verification.
The cost of maintaining a library of control samples, green and roasted, is an integral part of quality assurance.
Bean density dictates the thermal energy required for the roast. This essential data ensures no guesswork is involved.
A high-density bean, a result of high-altitude growing, allows for the complex, slow roast profiles that specialty requires.
The paper trail is as important as the flavor. Every step is documented to verify the specialty process.
The dialing-in process is a daily, expensive ritual. Wasted coffee and high-wage labor are required to achieve peak precision.
Extraction is controlled by weight, not volume. The optimal ratio of coffee to water mass is achieved at all costs.
Final quality assurance is non-negotiable. Every element is tested to ensure the final product justifies the premium price.
The acceptable window for specialty extraction is incredibly narrow, demanding perfect preparation.
The final cost is justified in the delivery of a superior, predictable, and deeply satisfying sensory experience.
The retail environment must match the quality of the product. Premium rent, premium design, premium service. The price includes the cost of communication, telling the story, connecting the customer to the source. The contract is direct trade, guaranteeing the premium price regardless of the volatile global market.
This stability is a guarantee of income for the farmer and a cost built into the specialty price.
From the Earth's richest soil to the heart of the modern city, every single step is justified. This is the cost of single origin excellence.
The deep roots access unique, mineral-rich water reserves, which contribute to the bean's singular flavor profile.
The cost of maintaining transport in extreme, remote conditions is a significant operational expense. Water conservation through mulching is a necessary, costly measure against increasing drought conditions. Insulating the farm against climate variability is a major, ongoing investment reflected in the price.
The slow speed is not inefficiency. It is the cost of non-negotiable quality control at the point of harvest.
Microlots require fencing, unique labeling, and dedicated record-keeping, adding to the logistical complexity and cost.
The traceability of specialty coffee is built on meticulous, non-digitized, manual record-keeping at the farm level. When only a few bags of a stellar microlot are produced, the price can skyrocket purely due to rarity.
The controlled flow ensures the delicate parchment is not damaged, a critical factor in the final flavor integrity. Ultimately, the price of specialty coffee is the price of ethical supply chain management and human dignity.
Consistency is an obsession. Non-uniformity will lead to uneven extraction and bitter flavor.
The expense covers the entire sensory feedback loop, a professional judgment on every batch before it is released.
Even the small amount of green coffee required for sample roasting must be stored perfectly, adding to retail overhead.
Controlling humidity prevents premature staling and flavor loss, a non-negotiable cost of quality.
Word-of-mouth endorsement is the ultimate validation of the high-quality, high-cost process.
Responsible waste management, composting, and high-level recycling is an operational expense built into the price.
Every detail of the retail experience, from the cup to the coaster, must align with the product's premium value.
The cost includes the premium branding required to communicate the product's elevated status to the consumer. Sustainable fertilization from compost eliminates the need for expensive, commercially produced fertilizers.
The ultimate expense is the place. An irreplaceable piece of earth dedicated entirely to the pursuit of coffee perfection. The health of the leaf is the engine of the cherry. It requires constant, meticulous monitoring. Disease prevention is a full-time, labor-intensive cost, replacing cheap, broad-spectrum chemical treatments. The delicate microclimate is maintained by the towering forest canopy, an environmental cost that benefits the coffee.
The environmental health of the farm is a financial investment in the final, uncompromised flavor.
The volume of a single day's perfect harvest is intentionally small. Quality over quantity is the core expense.
The entire family is involved in the meticulous, low-volume, high-cost tracking and record-keeping.
Small batch processing requires manual, low-throughput equipment, which drives up the cost per pound.
Complete sterilization of the equipment prevents cross-contamination between microlots, a costly labor requirement.
The expensive technological investment must be protected and maintained in the remote environment.
The final cost is the cost of meticulous care, from the first cherry to the last moment of sun.
The supply chain includes high-cost, high-speed global communication to ensure flawless quality control in real time. Professional cupping and quality verification fees for specialty coffee are a significant, non-negotiable expense.
Final quality assurance is often automated, requiring expensive, highly technical machinery to remove defects.
Expense is driven by the sheer intolerance for imperfection at every stage of the journey.
Chaff removal is critical. If left in, it will burn and taint the final flavor with a smoky, bitter note.
Subjective judgment is minimized. Expensive, specialized instruments verify the perfect roast color.
The cost of specialty includes the consumption of high-grade, one-time use filtration materials for optimal flavor.
Retail equipment must control water temperature within a hair's breadth. This precision is expensive.
The labor cost is high. The barista is paid for the skill and time required to execute a perfect, slow pour.
The ultimate justification for the price is the sustained, clean, complex finish, a testament to a flawless chain of custody. Specialty logistics often require maintaining small, dedicated, and dangerous infrastructure in remote areas. The ongoing cost of replacing traditional, inefficient technology with modern, quality-focused equipment is continuous. The hulling process must be gentle to prevent cracking the brittle, high-value green bean. Precision is costly.
Investing in technology to reduce waste and protect the fragile bean is a core driver of the final price. Despite the best technology, the final judgment is human. Hand sorting is the ultimate insurance policy.
Every grain in the bag has met the uncompromising standards of specialty coffee. This is a commitment of purity.
Secure, professional packaging is the last line of defense against damage in transit.
The seal is the ultimate guarantee of freshness. It is a costly, technical step required to protect the flavor.
The customer is not paying for the weight of the coffee, but for the integrity of this unbroken, costly chain of quality.
This relentless pursuit of perfection, from seed to seal, is the single, non-negotiable reason for the expense.
The farm implements large-scale organic practices to protect the topsoil and retain moisture. This labor is unautomated and costly.
Testing for density is a simple but critical quality check performed throughout the harvest season.
The health of the unique varietals is preserved through costly, manual grafting and maintenance. Preserving the genetic purity of the best beans is an expense built into the price. The environmental cost of clean water management is a choice against cheap, polluting practices.
The high-quality drying infrastructure requires constant, expensive maintenance to prevent damage to the beans.
The date of shipping is crucial. Specialty coffee must be roasted and consumed within a precise freshness window.
The higher standard for green bean preservation adds to the expense of storage and logistics.
Test cuppings are required for every batch. This small batch process, by its nature, is expensive.
The cost of quality includes the cost of rejection. Any batch that fails the sensory test is discarded. The cleaning ritual is a constant, high-labor expense. Residue from a single shot can ruin the next.
Milk residue taints the next steam. Every detail of the service must be immaculate to maintain flavor purity.
Even the ice for iced coffee is made from filtered, high-grade water, adding to the operational expense.
The cost of chemically perfect, filtered water for brewing is a recurring, significant expense. Every variable is tracked and optimized for the unique bean. This level of control is high labor and high cost. High-end equipment is required to produce the perfect microfoam that pairs with the complex espresso flavor.
This final artistic touch is a display of high-level skill that commands a premium in the retail price.
The cost of specialty coffee is the cost of employing highly trained, professional human talent.
The final cost includes the marketing and design budget required to make the product aesthetically desirable.
Price is a conscious contribution to an ethical, sustainable, and entirely traceable global chain.
The meticulous shaping of the plant requires constant, highly skilled labor, adding to the per-plant cost.
Rainwater harvesting and storage is a manual, self-contained effort to manage the water supply.
The environmental sustainability of the farm is a financial investment in long-term viability.
The cost includes providing a professional, safe, and dignified work environment for the laborers.
The drying process requires constant, unautomated human intervention to prevent overheating and flavor loss.
The final price is the summation of all these individual, high-cost quality choices, meticulously tracked. The cost of specialized, refrigerated ground transport ensures the flavor integrity is maintained to the final destination. This continuous cold chain of protection is essential for specialty coffee and a major expense.
The final moisture check, by sound, is a classic sensory check that confirms the perfect dry roast.
The commitment to freshness is absolute. The price covers the cost of zero stock left on the shelf. The maintenance of the premium retail environment is a high labor, daily cost built into the final price. And the water-to-coffee ratio is optimized by weight, not volume. This obsession with precision is expensive. The pre-wetting, or bloom, must be precise and gentle. It is a moment of total control over the extraction.
Dedicated, high-precision equipment for the manual brew bar is a necessary investment in the final cup quality.
The customer is educated on the cost of sustainability, participating in the final step of the chain.
The high price ensures that the children of the farm workers can afford education and a better future.
The cost of ethical labor is a public, verifiable commitment that justifies the premium price.
Price ensures a continuous, self-funding cycle of quality and ethical improvement on the farm.
The cost of this unique, high-altitude microclimate, which can never be replicated, is the starting price. The entire complex, costly journey is contained within this one perfect cherry. The price is its passport to the world.
The turning of the beans requires a highly sensitive hand to ensure uniform drying, a key labor expense.
Uniform size is essential for a consistent roast. The grading and sieving process is costly.
The rapid, even cooling of the roasted beans to immediately stop the roast requires expensive, powerful machinery.
The necessity of rapid cooling adds another layer of technological and energy expense.
Sensory skills are still paramount. The cost covers the labor of a specialist whose ears are their primary quality sensor. Weight control is exact. A fraction of a gram difference requires the entire dose to be discarded and restarted.
Attention to aesthetic detail is an expected part of the premium retail service and price.
The cost includes the high labor required for meticulous presentation and customer interaction.
The beauty of the final cup is a direct marketing tool that validates the high price point. The entire commercial presence, from farm to font, is an integrated, high-cost investment in the brand's premium status.
Terracing and erosion control are essential, high labor, engineering costs to maintain the valuable topsoil.
Natural pest control methods are labor-intensive and costly, replacing cheap, broad-spectrum pesticides.
The verifiable commitment to organic and ethical practices requires expensive, continuous, third-party certification.
Even at the washing stage, the final cleanliness of the bean is often ensured by labor-intensive human intervention.
Defect checking is a continuous, sensory process that cannot be fully automated without massive capital expenditure.
Premium income is reinvested in the family's home and security, a direct result of the specialty price.
The handling of the roasted bean must be gentle and clean at all times. Damage or contamination is a constant risk.
The expense is driven by the need for meticulous, careful handling of the brittle, high-value roasted product.
Every shot is tracked to ensure a continuous, verifiable consistency that justifies the premium price.
The final price includes the high labor cost of delivering a personalized, high-touch retail experience.
Protecting the fragile, high-value varietals from the elements requires constant, expensive human labor.
Even the tools on the farm are often handmade, low volume, and of higher quality,
adding to the expense.
Investing in durable, high-quality, specialized hand tools is a non-negotiable cost of quality.
Final quality checks, by hand, are continuous throughout the wet milling process. Climate control requires a dedicated, high-cost ventilation and dehumidification system. The final product is often a complex, specialized blend, a creative process that commands a high price. The intellectual property of the specialized blend recipe is a key element of the final price.
Maintaining the sensory profile across seasons requires continuous retesting and reblending.
Deep cleaning the precision equipment is a high-labor, daily task to prevent flavor contamination.
The final price is a commitment to a flavor that lasts, a verifiable, sustained sensory experience.
Knowledge transfer and continuous process improvement are core investments funded by the premium price.
Manual, non-chemical pest control is an extremely costly, yet necessary, labor choice for purity.
The clean flavor is a result of a financial decision against cheap, polluting shortcuts. Maintaining a sterile processing environment is a core daily labor expense.
For long-term storage, the ultimate protection against oxidation, specialized, high-cost sealing, is necessary. Tracking the high-value, small-batch inventory requires complex, dedicated software and labor.
Total cleanliness in the retail equipment is a non-negotiable cost built into the price.
The high capital expenditure on the final brewing equipment is a core driver of the retail price.
The ultimate reward is the repeatable, perfect experience delivered to the customer's own kitchen.
The high price is a bridge from the complex, high-cost world of the farm to the simplicity of the morning ritual.
The cost is the price of total dedication to the land and the crop.
The price is a payment for the reputation and proven track record of specialty quality. The heritage and fame of a specific single-origin estate adds an intellectual property premium to the cost.
Testing for all major brewing methods ensures the bean's versatility and performance, an additional labor cost. The retail price covers the cost of this specialized knowledge and the hours of testing required. The final cleaning of all equipment is non-negotiable. Every tiny effort protects the next perfect cup.
The value proposition extends to the customer's own sustainable practice, encouraged by the product's quality.
The high price is an investment in customer loyalty, driven by a reliable, superior experience.
Cost is the difference between a simple morning drink and a ritual built on verifiable quality and ethical supply. The expense is the necessary, unified cost of a global chain of masters, all committed to one perfect bean. Final cost is an investment in the continuation of the craft, a future for specialty coffee.
That number is the ultimate justification. It is the gold standard of coffee quality. The price is a deliberate break from the past, ensuring quality is rewarded.
The machine is set. The beans are fresh. The process is ready to begin again.
This landscape is the unpriced asset. Its uniqueness drives the entire chain.
The journey of perfection begins here, and its cost is a commitment to the irreplaceable.
Every dollar is accounted for. Every cent goes to ensuring this flawlessness. The choice is simple. Pay for a verifiable commitment to quality, or accept an unknown compromise.
This final, perfect moment is the end product of all the expense. The taste is the receipt.
This is why single-origin coffee is so expensive. It is the cost of perfection.